What if I told you that living to 100 is not about expensive supplements, superfoods from the other side of the world, or counting every calorie you eat? What if the real secret is much simpler and probably not what you think? Today, I want to talk to you, doctor to friend, about everyday foods and habits that quietly add years to your life and, more importantly, life to your years. We are living in a world where people are overfed but undernourished. We eat all day, yet we're more tired, more diabetic, more inflamed, and more sick than ever before. Longevity is not about eating less food, it's about eating the right foods and giving your body the time it needs to heal. And the good news, your body already knows how to live a long time. We just need to stop getting in its way. Let's start by addressing something that most people get completely wrong about aging and health. When we think about living a long life, we often picture exercising more, taking supplements, or finding some magical superfood. But the truth is, longevity is less about these things and far more about controlling a single hormone, insulin. Insulin is the key driver of aging in the modern world, and yet it is largely misunderstood. People don't realize that it isn't calories or exercise alone that determines whether we live a long, healthy life. It's the constant presence of high insulin in our bloodstream that quietly damages our bodies over time. Every time you eat, especially carbohydrates, your insulin rises. Insulin is the hormone that tells your body to store energy, and when it is elevated constantly, your cells stop using fat efficiently and start accumulating damage. Over years, this constant hormonal signal leads to obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, inflammation, and a host of other chronic diseases. These are the true culprits behind early aging. The natural aging process is something our bodies are perfectly designed to handle. What makes people appear older, feel fatigued, or develop serious disease earlier in life isn't aging itself. It's chronic metabolic stress caused by insulin. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper. When insulin is low, your body can access its own fat for energy, repair damaged cells, and maintain a balanced inflammatory state. When insulin is high all the time, that gate closes. Fat accumulates, repair mechanisms slow down, and inflammation rises. In simple terms, high insulin is like pouring sugar into a rusty engine. It accelerates wear and tear on every system in your body. This explains why two people of the same chronological age can have dramatically different health profiles. One may be struggling with diabetes, joint pain, and fatigue, while another is vibrant, energetic, and completely healthy. The difference often comes down to how much time their body spends in a low insulin repair oriented state. This is also why the modern approach to eating has failed so many people. We are taught to eat frequently, to snack constantly, to never let our blood sugar drop. But in reality, this is exactly what drives insulin up all day, every day. Every cookie, every sugary drink, every refined carb snack triggers insulin, signaling your body to store fat and halt repair processes. Over decades, this continuous signal overwhelms your system. What we fail to understand is that our bodies are designed to handle periods of fasting. Historically, humans didn't have access to food 24/7. Meals were limited and periods of fasting were normal. During these fasting periods, insulin drops and the body engages in autophagy, a natural repair process that cleans out damaged cells, reduces inflammation, and promotes longevity. By constantly eating today, we are preventing our bodies from doing what they were built to do. This is why focusing on what you eat alone isn't enough. Eating vegetables or lean proteins is helpful, but if your insulin is constantly elevated from snacks, refined carbohydrates, or hidden sugars, your body doesn't get the chance to repair itself. This hormonal perspective changes everything. It explains why some people can eat the same number of calories as someone else and yet remain lean, energetic, and disease free. It isn't just calories, it's the hormonal environment those calories create. Controlling insulin is not about extreme dieting or calorie restriction, it's about choosing foods that don't spike insulin unnecessarily. This includes focusing on natural proteins, healthy fats, and non starchy vegetables. These foods give your body the fuel it needs without overloading it with constant insulin spikes. When you consistently choose these types of foods and allow periods where your body is not digesting and storing, you are essentially giving your cells a chance to heal and regenerate. Over time, this leads to lower inflammation, more stable energy, improved mental clarity, and yes, a longer, healthier life. What most people don't realize is that this approach is not difficult or extreme. You don't have to count every calorie or buy exotic superfoods. You just have to understand the effect of insulin and make conscious choices that support your body's natural repair systems. Think of it as giving your body a break, a chance to do what it already knows how to do best. Longevity isn't about perfection, it's about consistently creating an environment in your body where insulin, ISN, T constantly elevated and your cells can perform their essential functions. The real problem we face today isn't aging itself, it's the chronic metabolic stress caused by our modern eating habits. When you begin to see food as something that either helps your body repair or keeps it in a constant state of storage and inflammation, your approach to eating and to life changes completely. You start prioritizing foods that keep insulin low, meals that are satisfying and nutrient rich, and rhythms of eating that allow your body to heal naturally. Over time, this is what creates not just longevity, but vibrant, high quality life. By controlling insulin, you're addressing the root cause of early aging. You're no longer treating symptoms, fatigue, weight gain, chronic inflammation, but giving your body the opportunity to function at its best. This is the difference between living to 100 in illness and living to 100 in health. It's a simple principle with profound effects. Understand insulin, respect it, and use food to work with your body, not against it. This is where true longevity begins, and this is something anyone can start implementing today without gimmicks, without extreme restriction, and without complicated rules. It's just food, time, and understanding. One of the biggest misconceptions about health and longevity is the idea that we must eat constantly to be healthy. We're told to have breakfast, snacks, lunch, more snacks, dinner, and sometimes even a late night snack. The advice comes from well meaning nutritionists, marketers, and diet gurus who believe that small, frequent meals keep our metabolism active. But the truth is the opposite. By eating all the time, we're keeping insulin elevated, blocking our body's natural healing and accelerating aging without even realizing it. Every meal, every snack, every sip of a sugary drink triggers insulin. Insulin is not just about storing fat, it also signals your body to stop repairing and start storing. When insulin remains high, the processes that rejuvenate our cells and tissues, like autophagy, remain dormant. Autophagy is the body's way of cleaning out damaged cells and cellular debris, recycling them and allowing new healthy cells to take their place. Without it, your cells age faster, inflammation rises, and your risk for chronic disease increases. By eating too often, we essentially prevent our bodies from performing their natural maintenance work. This is a major reason why so many people feel tired, bloated, or mentally foggy despite eating healthy meals throughout the day. The body is not meant to be in a constant state of digestion and storage. It is designed to have periods of rest. These periods of fasting are not deprivation, they are healing. They allow your liver, pancreas, and cells to recover. They allow your body to switch from storing energy to using stored energy. They turn on the repair systems that make you younger on a cellular level. Many of the world's longest lived populations, from Okinawa in Japan to Sardinia in Italy, naturally practice periods of fasting. They don't eat late at night, they don't snack constantly. Meals are simple, oft, and consumed within a narrow time window. This pattern isn't a coincidence. It is one of the most powerful factors contributing to their longevity. Modern eating habits, on the other hand, keep insulin elevated nearly all day. Breakfast at 7 a.m., a snack at 10 a.m., lunch at noon, coffee with sugar at 3 p.m., dinner at 7 p.m., late night dessert at 9 p.m. This is a recipe for metabolic stress. Every spike in insulin delays autophagy and keeps your cells in a storage mode. This is how the body slowly accumulates damage over decades. When people realize this, they often assume fasting is extreme or harmful. But the reality is that even short fasting periods are incredibly restorative. Giving your body 12 to 16 hours without food is enough to start lowering insulin, trigger autophagy, and allow your metabolism to reset. Your cells start repairing themselves. Your fat cells begin to release stored energy efficiently. Your energy levels rise, mental clarity improves, and inflammation decreases. It's a simple concept, yet it is profoundly powerful. You do not need complicated meal plans or expensive supplements to achieve this. You need understanding and consistency. Start small, delay breakfast slightly, finish dinner a little earlier, drink water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea during your fasting window. These simple steps allow your body to do what it was designed to do: heal, repair, and rejuvenate. Over time, the effects compound. People who practice consistent fasting often notice that their cravings diminish. They feel more energetic and alert. Weight management becomes easier, not because of calorie counting, but because insulin is lower and fat stores are accessible. Chronic inflammation decreases, blood sugar stabilizes, and the risk of age related diseases drops. What's remarkable is that this approach is not about eating less in a punitive sense, it's about eating smarter and giving your body time to process and repair. By allowing periods without food, you are not depriving your body. You are empowering it. The body doesn't need constant feeding, it needs rhythm. Meals fuel energy, but periods without meals fuel repair. Modern science now confirms what our ancestors practiced naturally. When we allow these fasting periods, our cells initiate a cascade of anti aging processes, reducing oxidative stress, clearing damaged proteins, and improving overall metabolic flexibility. This is not theory, it is physiology. Your body is built to thrive when given these natural rhythms. When people embrace this principle, it often changes their relationship with food. Eating is no longer a source of stress, guilt, or constant planning. Meals become nourishing events rather than an endless cycle of consumption. You begin to eat with intention rather than habit. You start to notice the difference in energy, focus, and overall well being. And over years, these small intentional fasting windows translate into decades of improved health. Fasting is also remarkably simple to integrate. You don't need to track every macronutrient. You don't need fancy equipment. You just need to respect the natural cycles of your body. Finish dinner, let your body rest overnight, and extend that rest slightly in the morning before the first meal. That is enough to start activating your body's repair systems. People often worry that skipping a snack or delaying breakfast will leave them weak or hungry. The truth is, the body is resilient, hunger is temporary, and energy comes from the body's stored reserves. When insulin is low, your body can efficiently burn fat for energy. This is how humans have survived for thousands of years. Our bodies were built to thrive in periods of scarcity as well as abundance. By giving yourself these periods of rest from food, you are not only improving metabolic health, you are also supporting longevity at the cellular level. The concept is simple, yet it is one of the most neglected aspects of modern health. We obsess over what to eat, but we forget when to eat. Timing is as important as quality. Every meal and snack should be seen as a tool, not just a habit. Use meals to fuel your body and fasting periods to heal it. When you combine smart food choices with intentional periods without food, you create the perfect environment for health, longevity, and vitality. Over time, this approach rewires your metabolism, lowers chronic disease risk, and supports a vibrant life for decades. Fasting is not about extreme dieting or suffering. It's about giving your body the rhythm it needs to function at its best. It is about creating space for healing, repair, and cellular rejuvenation. By understanding this principle, you take control over a key driver of aging and disease. You are no longer at the mercy of constant snacking, sugar spikes, and elevated insulin. You begin to live with intention, respect your body's natural cycles, and support the processes that truly keep you young. This is the simple yet powerful truth. Longevity and health are less about eating constantly and more about giving your body the time and space to repair itself every single day. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you. The foods that truly help you live a long, healthy life are often not the trendy health foods you see marketed everywhere. The world is obsessed with the latest superfood, protein bar, diet soda, or low fat snack. But these modern inventions are not what keeps people healthy for decades. If you look at the populations with the longest lifespans, the Okinawans, the Sardinians, the Blue Zone communities, they are not eating packaged foods, ultra processed snacks, or artificially fortified meals. They are eating simple, traditional, whole foods that have been part of human culture for generations. The difference is profound. Processed foods, even those labeled healthy, are engineered to spike insulin, promote cravings, and interfere with your body's natural repair systems. They are stripped of nutrients, loaded with additives, and designed to be convenient, not nourishing. On the other hand, traditional foods, often seen as humble or ordinary, are nutrient dense, anti inflammatory, and perfectly aligned with how our bodies are designed to function. This is why someone who eats whole eggs, full fat dairy, fresh vegetables, and home cooked meals can be healthier and live longer than someone who follows every trendy diet but consumes a lot of processed foods. Take eggs, for example. For decades, people were told to avoid them because of cholesterol. Modern research has completely overturned this myth. Eggs are a perfect source of protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients like choline, which supports brain health. They do not spike insulin and are incredibly satisfying, keeping you from unnecessary snacking. Another example is dairy. Full fat fermented dairy like yogurt or kefir provides healthy fats, protein, and probiotics that support gut health. Skim or processed dairy, on the other hand, often has added sugars and lacks the nutrient profile of its traditional counterpart. These are not just old fashioned foods, they are powerful longevity foods. The reason they ORC is simple. They provide what your body truly needs without overwhelming your system with sugar, refined grains, or chemical additives. Vegetables are another cornerstone. Leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and other non starchy varieties are packed with vitamins, minerals, fiber, and antioxidants. They keep insulin low, nourish your cells, and support detoxification pathways. When you eat them consistently, your body operates more efficiently. Fish is another critical example. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide omega minus 3 fatty acids, which are essential for heart health, brain function, and reducing inflammation. Populations that consume fish regularly, rather than fried or processed meats, tend to have lower rates of cardiovascular disease and better cognitive function in old age. Traditional cooking methods matter as well. Simple preparation, steaming, baking, slow cooking retains nutrients and avoids harmful compounds that can form when foods are processed or fried at high temperatures. Bone broth, fermented vegetables, and other traditional staples are rich in compounds that support joint health, gut health, and cellular repair. One of the key insights from studying long lived populations is that they are consistent, not perfect. They don't eat these foods once in a while. They eat them daily, sometimes multiple times a day. Consistency compounds over time, creating a body that is resilient, energized, and capable of repairing itself naturally. Contrast this with modern eating habits where people chase the latest health trends, switch diets every few months, and rely on packaged foods. This inconsistency combined with insulin spiking snacks keeps the body in a constant state of stress and storage, accelerating aging rather than slowing it. The lesson is clear. Real traditional foods, foods your great grandmother would recognize, are more tea, Han nostalgia. They are medicine for your cells. They provide the nutrients, fats, and proteins your body needs to function optimally. They support low insulin levels, encourage natural repair processes, and reduce inflammation. Over time, these choices translate directly into longevity. One of the easiest ways to implement this principle is to simplify your meals. Focus on whole proteins like eggs, fish, chicken, or lamb. Include plenty of non starchy vegetables for fiber and micronutrients. Add healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, or butter. Include fermented foods when possible, and cook most meals at home with minimal processing. Avoid ultra processed snacks, sugary drinks, and low fat diet products. It's not about being extreme, it's about being intentional. Another practical tip is to prioritize variety within these traditional foods. Different vegetables provide different antioxidants, different proteins provide different amino acids. Variety ensures that your body gets a broad spectrum of nutrients, which supports metabolic health, immune function, and cellular repair. Importantly, traditional foods also support satiety. When you eat real foods, your body recognizes them, uses them efficiently, and you feel full and satisfied. Processed foods, by contrast, often leave you hungry soon after eating because they manipulate blood sugar and insulin. This leads to overeating, cravings, and ultimately accelerated aging. By making these foods the cornerstone of your diet, you naturally reduce insulin, allow your body to enter repair mode, and fuel longevity. The principle is simple but powerful. Choose foods that your body recognizes, avoid spikes in insulin, and supports natural repair. Over time, these choices compound, and the benefits are remarkable. Consistency, not perfection, is the key. When you eat real, traditional, nutrient dense foods every day, your cells receive the tools they need to thrive. Your hormones stay balanced, inflammation stays low, and your body can repair itself efficiently. In this way, diet becomes a tool for longevity rather than a source of stress or confusion. Traditional foods are the ultimate anti aging strategy because they work with your body, not against it. They respect the natural rhythms and needs of your metabolism, providing nourishment without overstimulation. They are simple, accessible, and powerful in their effect. By focusing on these foods, you are not just eating, you are supporting life at its most fundamental level. So here's my challenge to you: eat real food, eat less often, trust your body. Do this every day, not perfectly, but consistently. And you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Start today. Your future self is counting on you.